Namaste, Jai Hind. Today we have our Senior Advisory Board member, Major General Dr. Rajan Kochhar, to discuss the impact of domestic politics on national security. I am Satyapal, the Associate Editor of the forum. I'm your host for the session. Before we proceed further, I would like to give a brief bio about General Kochhar. Sir is an international strategic affairs and defense expert, Vice Chairman of All India Council of Human Rights and National Council of News and Broadcasting. Former MGOC Central Command, he has commanded key logistic units of the Indian Army, such as Commandant of the Central Ordnance Depot and Divisional Ordnance Units of the Infantry and Rapid Divisions. He has done active service in operational areas of Jammu and Kashmir and the Northeast. He is a recipient of the Vishisht Seva Medal awarded by the President of India. He has also been awarded the Army Commander's Commendation twice. He holds a doctorate in emotional intelligence and is a certified NLP practitioner coach. Thank you, sir, for joining us. With your permission, let's begin our session.
Thank you, Satya. It's a pleasure to be part of the Indic Research Forum. And I'm grateful to Yashish and you that we are going to discuss a very important and a relevant topic in light of certain statements being made by the political leaders and looking forward to the discussion.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. So my first question to you is regarding the ongoing controversy surrounding former J&K Lieutenant Governor Mr. Satyapal Malik's statement on Pulwama attack. Given the sensitivity of the topic, what is your assessment of the factual correctness of the statement?
Satya, at the outset, we need to realize that whenever we hold any high public office in which we are privy to sensitive information, it's very prudent that this information should not come out in the public domain because it is concerning national security. And therefore, if we connect these revelations which have come about from Lieutenant Governor, it is quite shocking and a surprising aspect. There is nothing wrong in a political leader making a statement. But if a political leader is holding a very responsible and a sensitive office like a Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir, there are many things which are discussed in terms of strategy, in terms of issues which concern the nation. And therefore, to come out with this kind of statements, and especially after 2 years, it is extremely important that we need to respect the sentiments and the sensibilities of our valiant 40 CRPF Jawans who have laid their lives. So, in this context, I would feel though Mr. Satyapal Malik is a well-respected person, but possibly there may have been certain circumstances which may have compelled him to come out with these kind of statements, which I feel, it's my personal opinion, that one should avoid. And especially when such an incident has happened, remedial measures have been taken by the government. It's not that we have been sitting and the government has not been taking any action and there is ambush on that. There is nothing like that. The government has instituted a committee to find out if there was any intelligence lapse, find out from where the RDX was obtained by these militants, by these terrorists, and also the terrorist module of approximately 14 people has been liquidated by the security forces. Mudassar Ahmad Khan, who was the brain behind this attack, uh, he has been killed. Along with him, 6 more people have been killed. 7 have been arrested. And the suicide bomber who carried out this attack, he belongs to Jammu and Kashmir. He was a radicalized youth, and uh, we have been able to find out the reasons how these youths are being radicalized in the valley, and especially after Article 370 now, things have improved a lot in the valley, and the radicalization is on the decline. So, considering that the government is moving in a positive direction and the things are stabilizing in Jammu and Kashmir, to again ignite passions like these, and especially you would see that these sentiments are taken advantage of by our not so worthy neighbors who will take advantage of these kind of divisions or bifurcations we have in our thoughts within the country. Subject.
Very well articulated, sir. So, asking about the Pulwama attack, we also need to consider about the Pakistan factor. So, despite Jaish-e-Mohammed claiming responsibility for the Pulwama attack, Pakistan had numerous times attempted to change the narrative in the global community. Now, after Mr. Malik's statement, Pakistan's Foreign Office has targeted the Indian government for the Pulwama, saying that the attack was meant to serve political gains in India. In the past, also, political parties have questioned the surgical strike, and 26/11 Mumbai attack was termed as a Hindu right-wing conspiracy by the Indian National Congress. So, do you think that such politics is harming India's national security interests?
See, Satya, we have seen this happening on the Ladakh front also. Such frivolous statements were being passed by the people of the opposition, and especially the top leaders of the opposition, without knowing the facts. Um, are they privy to any information which the Indian Armed Forces doesn't have? Are they more informed than the security agencies themselves? And making statements that we have given away land and things like this, they have to understand what is the border dispute with the China, and what China has occupied is a disputed area. It is not part of India. It is not part of China. So it's a totally different issue. And when this issue still remain unresolved, to pass statements which actually weaken our own stance, weaken the Indian stand, weaken the viewpoint of our own country, I think it is not in national interest. So, similarly, in Pakistan, we are aware that Jaish-e-Mohammed has taken responsibility. And after that, we also know what happened to Pakistan. We had on the 26th of February, exactly 12 days after this Pulwama incident, we had Balakot, in which almost 300 to 400 terrorists were eliminated. It was a big blow to Pakistan. And, uh, and after that, the image of Pakistan has nosedived as far as the world was concerned. And we saw that FATF grey list was extended. And even we broke off practically all diplomatic relations with Pakistan, and Pakistan has suffered. The most favored nation treatment which was being given to Pakistan was withdrawn. Pakistan sports, cricket, etc., was isolated. So I think the damage inflicted on Pakistan was much more. And to say that it was done for political reasons, I don't think we are so foolish to uh, orchestrate an attack on our own men for political gains. I think it is uh, unthinkable. And whosoever is peddling this theory, I think he's off his mind. So, as far as I am concerned, I don't belong to any party. I'm not a BJP or a Congress or any political party. I'm a soldier of the nation, and I will speak with the facts only. I will speak with information. I will speak with knowledge, and therefore I condemn these statements which are being made by these so-called political leaders giving a political angle to the entire incident. It is far from the truth, sir.
Wonderful, sir. My last question will be, sir, for a country's national security, the political will is of utmost importance, especially in a democratic setup. However, India's foreign defense former defense minister A.K. Anthony in Parliament in 2013 has acknowledged that for decades the government had the policy of not developing border infrastructure to deny access to the enemy in a siege of conflict. This policy has proven detrimental for our border security and management. Given that India today is facing a two and a half front threat, how important is to prioritize India's defense and border security? And what policy changes have we seen in the past decade from the current political dispensation to ensure our national security?
See, Satya, a very relevant question, and what we have seen in the last 9 to 10 years has been a great takeoff as far as the defense preparedness is concerned. To list out a few important things, the foreign direct investment was increased from 49% to 74%. The corporatization of the Ordnance Factory Board, all the 41 ordnance factories were corporatized into seven entities, and now many of them are into profit making. And the third was the export orientation was given to our defense industry. A target of 35,000 crores was given by the Prime Minister, which was to be achieved by 2025. And so far, around 25,000 crores has already been achieved. We are now exporting, Tejas is being exported, BrahMos is going to Philippines. So there are many more such like developments taking place. Then we also give impetus to the defense corridors which have come up in Tamil Nadu and Uttar Pradesh. Today, AK-203 rifle is being manufactured in Amethi. The transfer of the technology from a Russian firm. Today, we have Al Gustav also being manufactured in our country. And we also have uh, K9 Vajra in collaboration with Larsen and Tubro, and it's already deployed in Ladakh and meeting the requirement of a light tank which we don't have there. Then we have even the drones being manufactured in India. Idea Forge is one company which has developed these drones and supplied to the Indian Army in thousands, and it's already deployed in Ladakh. Then we went for a fast track procurement system, which was unheard of earlier. So the vice chief of the army staff, he was given emergency powers, and he was able to buy whatever was lacking as far as the firepower and mobility was concerned for the armed forces in uh, deployments in Ladakh. We got the Hawaiians, we got the Chinooks, we got the Apaches, and we got a host of other weapon platforms. And now S-400 is also deployed on the Ladakh side. We got the Rafales, which was an important force multiplier for the Indian Armed Forces. And the only stealth aircraft we have today, which overshadows the Chinese aircraft uh, as well as the F-16 of Pakistan. And we have now got into strategic partnerships. A defense procedure was revised in 2020, and we have now got into the strategic partnerships with a number of OEMs, which are the original equipment manufacturers. So now you will see the impetus to make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat also coming in. And lastly, I must add here, the border roads infrastructure has been improved a lot. Last year, the budget was 3,500 crores. The government enhanced this year budget to 5,000 crores. And today, recently, our defense minister has inaugurated 102 bridges there and helipads and modernization and renovation of the airfields. So today we have an airlift capability coming up in these areas. Not to forget the Zozila Pass and the Atal passes, which have come up earlier. These roads used to be closed for 6 months due to the weather conditions, and we had to resort to advanced winter stocking. Today, because of these passes, it's going to be movement 24/7. And now the border villages are being developed. Recently, Amit Shah ji had gone to Arunachal, and he has announced a scheme there where all these villages are going to be developed, and the habitat is going to come up there. So these are a few of the changes. I can go on and on. There are far many other changes also, but I've listed the few which were important, and you can see how this present government is taking the issue of defense preparedness and security of the nation very seriously, which was possibly neglected in the earlier years. Satya.
Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful and insightful conversation with you. I believe that this discussion should be a lesson for our politicians to not compromise our national security interests over petty politics. So, when it comes to national security, we as Indians should have one unified voice. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I totally agree with these sentiments because you people are the youth of the country. You have to carry forward the nation, and these kind of uh, incidents and statements being made by responsible leaders should be um, done away with. We should be slightly more pragmatic and careful in what we speak in the public domain. Thank you very much, Satya. I wish Indic Research Forum all the very best. Jai.
Jain.